Hi friends. January always gets me thinking just about how I want my home to feel coming into the new year, and honestly, that starts in the garden for me. I am looking back at what really worked well for my garden this year and what maybe was not going so well, and kind of trying to come up with a plan so that going into this spring season I am prepared and I have everything that I might need. If you're new here, my name's Emily. I'm an urban gardener on Chicago's North Shore, and I love to push the boundaries of what I can grow and how much I can grow in my suburban backyard. So, in order to get a true picture of how our garden came to be, I want to bring you back to about a year ago when we moved into this property and we had a blank slate of a garden to start from.
So we started with an absolute blank slate of a backyard, and we built 6 raised beds that were 5 feet by 3 feet and just mulched in between. Pretty basic.
So last year, honestly, I set my expectations pretty low because I had a baby in April. So I had started seeds and even bought some seedlings to put out into the garden, and it was great. But the reality was I did have a new baby, and so I had to kind of set my expectations pretty low. And so I did. We went through a series of planting and then realizing that the bunnies and chipmunks were getting into my seedlings and they'd be nibbled down just as soon as I could plant them. So I realized very quickly that I needed to build a fence. And while I wasn't in the position to spend a bunch of money and put in a real fence, so we just did kind of like a chicken wire type removable fence that worked out actually pretty well.
So one thing, we don't have an irrigation system, so everything was hand watered from seedlings, and then also when it got super hot in the summertime. So I stood out there with the hose, and honestly, I wasn't really all that mad about it. It just meant more time in the garden. I had grown everything from tomatoes, both Roma for sauce making and some slicing tomatoes. I tried to do some squash that didn't really make it. I had chives and watermelon and cucumbers and lots of herbs. I think I did pretty good considering what I was up against, but I also didn't utilize all of my garden space, mostly because things kept getting eaten and I would try to replace things as quickly as possible, but there was a lot of space that I had to have planted, but it just didn't work out. I also did carrots. I loved those. We'll definitely do those again. Had some leeks and cherry tomatoes. Some peppers also died. Squash died. So there's lots of room for improvement, but we're going with it this year. So some of the things that we did have success with was tomatoes. I will definitely grow lots more tomatoes next year. I think I had 12 plants in total, and it didn't make enough for a year's supply of sauce. One thing we were really excited about was we grew watermelon and got several, but they had tons of seeds, and I think partially because it had some harsh growing conditions and we didn't enjoy those. So next season we'll be doing some seedless varieties. One of our favorite things from last year was our incredibly abundant apple tree that we inherited when we bought the property. Honestly, that may have been the only reason I agreed to purchase the home, and we harvested 119 pounds of apples, and it was so much fun watching it grow all season. Honestly, having a baby in the spring was such a blessing. I would take her out to the garden every morning and check on our seedlings and then walk her over to the apple tree, pointing out what was growing, what was turning yellow, and of course what had been eaten by the bunnies. It was a great way to get outside in the morning, and I think it was great for my mental health just to be out there and have a little project to share with my girls. Gardening with kids is an absolute joy, especially if you can find things that they enjoy growing. It's also taught me a lot of lessons like letting go of control and patience, two things that I think we can all improve on in our daily lives. I can't control the weather or what the animals decide to eat. I just have to pivot and move on, and I think that's kind of true in life as well.
Hi friends. Okay, so I just came out to my garden and I was getting a little bit down on myself because earlier this spring, so many things, I was so excited about this garden and so many things didn't end up growing, and it was just, they either died or bugs got them or the bunnies got them. We did get a fence. But now I'm looking around and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm so thrilled. Like, we've got raspberries going. I've never grown raspberries before. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, we've got like 5 watermelons growing. Like, had some cucumbers. That cucumber plant's already done. Like, all of these gorgeous. So many tomatoes, both slicing and Roma, because I'm gonna make some sauce. And then the entire reason I bought this property is because of this guy. My apple tree. He's looking so good.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. My goal for this year is to put out some more garden content because honestly, that's what sparks my joy. If you would put in the comments below what you are growing this coming year or what has not worked for you, I'm always excited to hear what other gardeners are growing. So I will catch you in the next one, and make sure to like and subscribe.